Good afternoon, Success Academy, Union Square Scholars. Mr. Vance was back to you again with another Lee Chess YouTube video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like the videos that you see. Today is our final video of the school year. Yes, it is summertime. Summer is here. It's time to get outside and play safely, social distancing, but outside and get some fresh air. You guys have been working so hard doing remote learning, and you enjoyed this time for yourselves. So I want to go over a 12-move game. This game is so quick, and then I'm going to go over the computer analysis to see how accurate this game was. I decided that for my 4th grade video, I was going to highlight my highest rated 4th grader. So today I want to highlight my strongest and youngest scholar who is in kindergarten. My top kindergartner name is Lucas Zhang. He is in GoPlat. So if you know him, be sure to wave and say hello to Lucas, because I'm going to go over one of his games at our end of the year tournament this past Saturday. Lucas is currently playing a 2nd grader, if I'm not mistaken, from Cobble Hill, okay? So it doesn't matter what your age is or what your strength is. It just matters that you have fun and that you play. So let's quickly take a look at this game. Lucas is white and Pedro is black. So we are rooting for white. Go, Lucas. E4, E5, knight F3. Lucas is an excellent listener. He is realizing that pawns must be coming out in the center first. And now we are starting to put pressure on this black pawn by developing our pieces. Bishop b4 is not the most natural move. Maybe the bishop belongs here on c5. But black also did not address that this pawn is hanging. So Lucas could have captured, but I love that he prioritized his development. All free material is not always the best material to capture. And he understood that here. After knight takes and queen here to e7, e5, once this knight moves, then now we lost that pawn. So maybe he didn't see that far ahead, but he certainly avoided it. Bishop c4, putting pressure on the weakest square because it's only defended by the king. And now we have this nice move, knight f6 by black. And here, white decides to play the move c3. Now, c3 is not a move that I teach. It is not something that we have gone over, but it is the best move on the board. It is an instinctive move to realize that you can gain a tempo and gain time to make more moves if I'm able to get this bishop out of here. Moving this pawn to c3 also opens up a nice line for your queen, so you can continue to target f7 if you so choose. The bishop goes back to c5, and here we're going to attack this bishop again because the pawn is protecting and launching and preparing for the square d4. The bishop moves a 3rd time. This scholar from Cobble Hill is not developing their pieces. They're moving the same piece time and time again. That is not the way to play chess. Now, I would have preferred if maybe Lucas had castled and protected his king, maybe developed his bishop, but Lucas did realize that after knight g5, we are putting 2 pieces on this f7 square. Black, I guess, could simply just castle and all is well, but lots of more threats come after this once we can take this pawn. Knight comes down to g4, and black did not defend the fork that is coming. So we went over the fork. Can anybody find a fork? A knight fork. Yes, knight takes f7, attacks both the queen and the rook. And actually, a lot of these times the queen is able to escape, but the queen is actually trapped in this position. So the rook decides to move and save itself, and Lucas knew to take that big bad queen off the board right away. King takes, and now does anybody see another piece that you can capture for free right now? I agree, Lucas did the same. Queen takes g4. This knight has no protection from his black pieces. And the rook comes down to f6. And this game is going to end in 3 short moves. Queen takes g7. We must take what's free. My whole rhyming line is, if it's free, it is me. If it's a free piece, it is for me to capture and take. And if you come up with some kind of chess trick, then it's my job to learn from my mistakes. So queen takes g7, and the rook slides over to a6. This was not the best move, as the bishop could take the rook. But I love Lucas's mentality here. Lucas knows he must look for his checks. If I can find a check on the king, I still have time to capture this rook later. Queen g8.
Check.
And after black does whatever they're going to do to defend, if I want to take the rook after, I totally can. But again, Lucas did not settle. After the only move on the board, which is bishop to f8, can anybody find a checkmate in one? Yeah, queen takes f8
Check.
Will be checkmate. The queen controls the whole e file. So, well, that's not true. The queen controls e8 and e7, so the king cannot move forward. The pawns are blocking his way. This bishop is blocking his way. So this is a checkmate. Now, I'm going to go over this game very quickly one more time, and I want to see how accurate, according to the blue highlighted arrows, Lucas's moves were. e5, knight f3, bishop b4, and first he brought his bishop out, but c3 could have been played right away. Now c3 is played. And yeah, I think, again, we could have captured here and still had the same plan to threaten here on f7. But d4, now our computer tells us d4, love it. Bishop back, yeah, I think we can take this pawn now. But we can make threats. Yeah, I think after this move, our little plan is over. The knight moves, he found the fork. He found the queen. He found the knight. He found the pawn. He found the check. They recommended this check, but it doesn't truly matter. This also forces checkmate. And he found the checkmate.
Check.
Scholars, everyone came in kindergarten, maybe not the most experienced with the pieces. This is a dedication to the work that Lucas puts in every single day when he is playing chess. If you want to get good, remember, you must practice at what you want to become great at. And Lucas is showing why he's ready to lead the first graders next year when he is in first grade. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you all have a beautiful summer. And remember, if you still need a Chess Kit account, reach out to Mr. Vanderpool and I will get one for you. Be safe. Bye.